All right, so let's go ahead and encode what we want to do over here. First thing is we have to take input, and then we will go in proceed towards writing the if-else conditions. So first thing first, marks variable and converting it to integer. Converting what to integer? Converting input to integer. We'll say enter the marks. Okay, cool. So here we are taking the input, and then we'll say if marks are greater than 80, right? Then simply print outstanding, right? Now, if the marks are, let's say 90, 95, 85, somewhere over there, even 81, then this condition is going to be true and it will print outstanding. Okay. But what if marks are 70 or 75? Then this condition is going to be false. And here we'll say elif marks are greater than 60. Okay. If they are greater than 60, then I'll go with good. Okay. Only good. Cool. Okay, fine. So if marks are 75, then this is going to be false. So this is going to be ignored. But yeah, marks 75 is greater than 60. So this is going to be true. So this will be printed. But what if marks are 55? Then again, if marks are greater than 40, then we'll say print. See, we can add as many else if as we want. So here, what do we want to print? We want to print good. Oh, no, not good, sorry. Need improvement. Spelling of improvement incorrect or not? Who cares? Okay, so if marks are 55, for example, 55 is greater than 80? No, false. So ignoring this. 55 is greater than 60? No, false. So ignoring this one as well. 55 is greater than 40? Yeah, that is true. So it will print out need improvement. But apart from this, whatever the marks are, let's say marks are else, if the marks are, or let me particularly write it. So if, actually write it like this, else if marks are less than or equals to 40, because we'll have to cater this 40 thing as well, right? 40 will never be catered otherwise. Then what will we say? We'll say print failed, right? So yeah, it looks fine. By the way, we can modify this condition, but for now, let's keep it as it is and let's dry run it. And then we will also modify this condition and we'll see it will still work fine, right? So let me run it. Let's write any number. Let's start from the top, 90. So 90 is greater than 80. So it should print out outstanding, right? Running it, yeah, it says outstanding. Now let's go ahead and let's check out with 75. Now 75 is greater than 80. No, it is false. So this condition is ignored. Now 75 is greater than 60. Yes, that is true. So it will print out good. So yeah, we got the good. Now about 55, let's check it out. 55. By the way, whenever you're writing the code, it is very good practice to create some test cases in your mind, the way I created the test cases while writing these conditions. And now I am verifying those test cases. So 55. 55 is greater than 80? No. 55 is greater than 60? No. 55 is greater than 40? Yes. So it should say need improvement. Finally, we'll say 20. So 20 is greater than 40? No. If it is not greater than 40, then obviously all these conditions are ignored. And finally, it will check if marks which are 20 are less than or equal to 40. Less than or equal to 40. Yes, 20 is less than 40. So it will print out failed, right? Okay, now let's make one change over here. If I will not write any condition and I'll make it rather than, by the way, we do not have else condition over here. It still works fine. it is always good to have else condition, because else condition acts as the default condition. But if you don't want to have it, it is not necessary, right? Okay, so here, if I remove this and I make it else, will it still work fine? I think it should work fine. So if I say 55, yeah, it says need improvement because it is this category. And if I say 20, it still works fine. Let's try it again. So 20 is greater than 80, no. Greater than 60, no. Greater than 40, no. So we are clear until over here. Okay, fine. So if all these three cases are false, then what happens? What is else? Else is the default case. If none of above cases will be executed, then else will be executed. And here we have seen else is executed, right? So there are multiple ways to write code for one particular condition, right? Yeah, we can also modify this code to another level as well. There are holes in this code. For example, here, if I enter 1,000 or maybe 10,000, it says outstanding. But what is the upper limit? We know the lower limit. And by the way, if I enter negative 200, it still works. It says failed. Well, although it should say fail, and although it should say outstanding at 10,000 marks, but they are invalid marks. Typically, marks in our case, marks are between 0 to 100. So where is that limit? So we have to add that limit as well. So in order to add that particular limit where we can check if entered number is, if it is greater than 100 or if it is less than 0, then it should be called as invalid, right? And it should not print out anything like outstanding or good or need improvement or anything like that, right? So in order to achieve that thing, there's a thing called nested if conditions or nested control flow. We are going to talk about nested control flow from next video, but we will come back to this code again, and we will try to solve this assignment by using ChatGPT as well. But before that, I want to introduce the nested if conditions. Until then, you can go ahead and at ChatGPT and try to produce this solution. Try to produce the solution of this assignment from ChatGPT and try to understand the solution which is provided by ChatGPT. Otherwise, I will surely go to ChatGPT, I'll write a prompt for you and we'll get the solution from ChatGPT. But I want to wait for next topic to be introduced so that we can have more tools in hand, which is nested if conditions. And then we will go to the GPT assignment solution.